talk to me about your journey into football, maybe how you got started and why you continued with the sport.
Yeah, I can start. I played in the kindergarten with all the boys and came home to my parents and said like, oh, I want to play football, and ever since I've played. And I think like since I started, I've always known that I wanted to become a professional footballer. So I've never been in doubt in terms of this was my way. So yeah, I've always wanted to be where I am now, and I worked hard for it to be here. So yeah, played some different clubs in Denmark and in Sweden, and now over here.
I grew up in a family where it's a football family, if you can say that. Started playing when I was 3 years old with the boys, and then my parents started a girls team and just carried on from there. I've always played because I really enjoyed it and it was fun, and then later on I started to realize, okay, this can actually be a kind of a job, like my way of living, and yeah, now it's just that journey I'm on now and enjoying it every day.
And I guess given that the game is professionalised in the last few years, you're a real part of that journey now. It's really become an option for young girls when they look up and see you playing, say to see that as a career option for them, which maybe it wasn't when a decade ago or something.
I think like when we grew up, like it wasn't really something we knew was possible to go abroad and live by football. So it's definitely a nice thing now that people are actually, young girls are actually thinking from when they start, oh, I want to try that as well, I want to be like that as well. I personally didn't have that when I was younger. It was, as you say, I played because I loved it and I couldn't stop playing. So yeah, it's a nice thing that the game is growing in that direction, and that hopefully we are role models for a lot of young girls that want to be here as well.
Yeah, and there's still like space for it to grow, especially where we come from in Denmark. Like that's why we go to other countries to play professional football, because it's not possible in the same amount in Denmark, and we want to help people in Denmark to also realize that this is an opportunity and something you should take.
For sure. Fast forward to coming to Everton. You've been here a couple of years now. This season, things seem to have settled down a bit and you're going pretty well in the league. What do you think has happened under Brian that has made it pretty settled?
I think we've got a really good foundation now. It has taken the first couple of months while Brian was here to kind of build that structure and that foundation of what is our identity, what is it we want to look like. And it takes time to get that in. And I think that has been the really good thing that he's brought in, that we have that kind of core now, so we know always what to do, and then we can always develop and go from there. But I think that has been the main thing, that we now know that what is it we want to do with the ball, without the ball, and
yeah, coming in with this plan and structure, and also it takes time for new players and a new coach to kind of make all the puzzles fit, but we're on the right path, and I think you can see that in our games now as well, that we have something to build on.
You've both been here a couple of years now. How is life in the northwest of England? How are you settling in? Are you liking it?
Yeah, it's good. It's rainy, a lot of wind, and but no, it's mostly like Denmark. I would say also the culture, it's pretty similar to each other. And we both lived in Liverpool first, and now we're in Manchester, and enjoyed both places. So.
Yeah. Are you used to the Scouse accent yet?
Oh, yeah.
We have Connor on the team.
Yeah, it took some time to get used to, but it was so hard in the beginning. But yeah, I think we're used to it now, and yeah.
You must be. You've been with our physio Connor for some time now.
Yeah, for a year, so I'm used to it now. But in the beginning, it was hard to understand. Yeah.
Playing for a prestigious club like Everton, obviously it has a history on the men's side, but also the women's side as well. What does it mean to represent this club?
It means a lot. I think everyone that comes to the club is aware of the history, and I think that makes us even more proud to wear the badge and hopefully write another chapter of the history, and that's what we're aiming to do, to write another really good chapter. Yeah, I'm proud to call myself an Everton player, and every day I'm coming in here trying to do my best, both for myself, for my teammates, and for the club.
Yeah, couldn't have said that better. But also, like, when we played at Goodison, and when you get to play there and like feel the atmosphere and fans and just its historical stadium, that's a part of the history as well. It's an amazing experience.
Got a really good fan base as well. What does it mean to play in front of them every week? I know they travel up and down the country following you guys.
Yeah, they're the best. I did an interview yesterday where I said I feel like they're the 12th man. Like they're most supportive fans we have, and we can hear them throughout the whole game. And just this season we've sold out so many times at Walton Hall, and you can just really feel how many people there are there to support us, and yeah, it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like it's a thing you always say, like, oh, it means a lot, but it actually means a lot to us, and we can feel them and we can always hear them, and we really appreciate when they're coming to all of our away games or when we sell out at home. Like, it actually means a lot to us that they're there.
And you're right in amongst that mid-table group. I think you're actually all in the same points at the moment, if I remember. So it's really tight in that mid-table, and it's just about who comes in, maybe the goal's fifth place, I guess, this season.
Yeah, obviously, I think all of the teams that is below that top four want to compete and want to get as close to the top four as possible. And as you say, it's really tight there, and we have some really good games against the team that is around us. So yeah, we want to win, and we want to be as close to top four as we can, and we want to compete for a top four spot as well. So we go out there and try to win every single time, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna play all the teams around that mid-table, and also United really soon. So it's gonna be a good game as well.
Yeah, a really good barometer, I guess, of where you're at in that project under Brian.
Yeah, like seeing how we develop from the beginning of the season and then now where we are. Yeah.
And we kind of feel when we've played the top teams that we've been closer than we've been before. So I think with more time, more game, more experience, we'll be closer to closing that gap, and that's what we want to do.
Nico, you obviously made your return from a long injury. That game, I think, was against Arsenal, was your return. How was that journey, and how great was it when you stepped foot on the field once again?
It was a long journey, but worth it all when I got back onto the pitch. But yeah, everyone that has either gone through it themselves or been a part of an ACL journey know how long and how tough it can be. And it was a really tough one, and I doubted if I was ever able to go back as well. But I think that's a normal process if you go through an ACL injury. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard, but that's probably when I went back onto the pitch is probably one of the proudest moments that I've ever had. So I'm so proud of myself and the work that I've put in and where I am now. So yeah, I'm in a better place now, which I'm happy for.
And I guess it's just about building those minutes up and getting the regular game time.
Yeah, it is. Like, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, and I'm trying to take it just step by step. And I know it takes some time to come back in, and I'm happy that with the level that I started at, I thought it would be way harder. So I've been kind of surprised to how it has been to come back in, and now I'm just trying to push and take it day by day, but don't put too much pressure on myself, because I'm good at doing that.
Going back to Denmark and bringing, there's a lot of Danes now in the WSL, especially some of the young Danes. You know, some of the brightest, youngsters in the European scene, I think. They're coming to England. What do you think, being in the same league together, how do you think that will grow you as a national team?
I think the English league is one of the most competitive in the world in the women's game. And seeing that the more Danish people coming here also, I don't know how to say it, but like it makes us feel proud in a way that we are actually good enough to be here, all of us, and because we are a really good team, and I feel like we just need to build so much on the national team as well. We have, as you say, many new players coming up, young players. Katrine Kyl just went to Arsenal. She's a really big talent coming up, and she's a player that you're gonna see for 10 years even more on the national team, and just a start, like striving. So yeah, she's an example of that. And I think as the English league is one of the best ones, it's a good league to be in, where you can develop as a player and then on the national team as well.
Yeah, obviously, as Ree says, like, if we have more players playing in a really good league, it's going to develop us as a player and us as a national team together. So I think a lot of us is very excited. One thing is so nice to meet familiar faces every weekend almost. But another thing is, like, it's gonna make the level go even higher in the national team, which is everything we strive for.
Speaking of Denmark, you've joined England in the World Cup. How's that? How are you? Much are you looking forward to that game?
Well, we'll go in there to win the game.
Yeah.
Like, we're always having a chance of winning, and no team is unbeatable. So
They might be the favorites to win our group,
yeah.
But anything can happen in football. We know that.
And they'll definitely have the pressure on them. So
Yeah.
we'll do our best as we always do, and then hopefully we can win.
And you know them pretty well, of
Yeah.
course. So I guess that helps playing players like that week in, week out. You build up that experience and that knowledge every week in the league with Everton to then take into your national team.
Yeah, I kind of feel it's always a nice thing going into a game and then you know what the level are. It's something sometimes a little bit more scary looking at it and think like, oh, they look really, really good. But when you know that and play against them, you know the level and you know that we can compete with some of them here. So yeah, it is a really good team, but we're a good team as well.
I guess just coming back to that then, that bid in 2025, I know we find out the result next week of whether you know the joint bid will work or go through. Does that really excite you? That kind of, what do you think it would bring to Denmark, but also maybe the Nordic and Scandi countries, you know, to host a competition as big as that?
Yeah, just being able to play at home in a major tournament is must be an amazing feeling and something we all would like to try. I think the North coming together and making this possible is amazing, because it also shows the what do you summarize?
Collaboration.
Yeah, like the collaboration we have in the North, and like that Scandi
kind of thing.
Yeah, if you can say that.
Yeah. But yeah, and also when we speak about awareness, obviously a major tournament will always attract a lot of attention, and especially if the North is hosting it itself. So yeah, it would be amazing, and I think it's a dream come true for both of us if it's happening. So yeah, we cross our fingers.
So do we. We'd love to do it.